If COVID never happened, what all world have you done in on past 4 months? I would spent my 6 months exploring Mexico during my gap year, actually exploring Mexico rather than every corner of my apartment in Mexico. I'd be in Norway on vacation this very moment. I suppose the bright side of COVID is the huge amount of PTO I will have saved by next year. I would have gotten my tooth surgery done and over with. I would have hopefully passed my driving test. I failed it in March and weeks later COVID hit the UK. Haven't driven since. I'm not even sure I remember how to drive. Quite honestly nothing. I'd still be working and saving all the money I can. I guess if there was one thing that would have changed is that my small business wouldn't have been forced to shut down. But come Monday I'm back open. I beat cancer last year. This was supposed to be my fuck cancer travel year before going back to work. In April I was taking my dad to Iceland with me for a nerd convention. After that, I was going to take our 4x4 truck and spend 3 or more on the road, visiting national parks, museums, sightseeing, camping. I just some west coast in Feb to mid-March. I've stayed home since mid-March. I would have gotten a full-time job at my internship after graduating, but they lost too much money during COVID to justify hiring me. Would have gone to a taping of American Ninja Warrior, gone ziplining in Indiana, traveled to Iceland. I was supposed to go to Paris and Amsterdam in mid-March. That got cancelled. I took Sketch 101 and 201 at UCB in fall and winter. I probably would have signed up for 301. A few of my friends' birthdays had passed. We probably would have done day trips or gone away for the weekend for those. Oh, and I would have been working this whole time instead of collecting unemployment. Was supposed to go to Burning Cat, using the vacation for my dad's funeral instead. I hate 2020. I would have taken a kick-ass trip to Japan, which would have been way outside of my budget. I moved to New York City in February, a few weeks before the lockdown started. I had a whole binder of things I wanted to see and do and a job I was excited about. But I got laid off as soon as things got started and everything I wanted to do became impossible, and some of it is probably never coming back. I would have been taking the train to every station, catching impromptu shows, hunting down the best open mix, trying to pin down the best pizza and burger, putting together a D&D group, and traveling to other parts of the northeastern US that I've always wanted to see. I had big plans for this year, and I'm so heartbroken that all I've experienced is an endless chorus of sirens. I was scheduled to start my 6-week residential PTSD program in May. It is now closed indefinitely. Lost my father late April. I imagine I'd still be able to speak with him now if no virus. Before COVID hit, I accepted a job across the country being a rock climbing instructor for a Boy Scout camp. I put in my notice, moved in with my BF's family for the few weeks leading up to moving to the camp. Everything fell through. Lost the old job and the new one never started. Moved out of the house I was renting. Drained my savings in the move and subsequent months. Now I've started courses online. Realized I love tech and fixing tech. Lost 20 pounds and my BF and I are planning to start living on the road full time. RV life. Life has never gone the way I planned. Not once, but I'm kind of happy with what I'm aiming for now. We were supposed to take our kids to Disney World in April. We've been saving and planning for that trip for 2 years. I would have continued working 60+ hours a week at a job I hate, getting paid a pittance, instead of focusing on what makes me happy. I've taken that time to write my first novel. I'm a month away from completing my first draft. COVID caused me to pick up golf, and I found not only a hidden talent, but a hidden love. I would have hugged my mum every day instead of not hugging her for 4 months. I had a big ol' lump of cash put aside for a cross-country USA trip via Fiji. Was gonna plan on visiting my family in the UK before heading back to Oz when I was done too. This is totally off now, but on the plus side, that chunk of money is also why I'm able to get through all this mayhem. It's particularly fortuitous as my industry, kitchen work, is taking quite the hammering at the moment. Trips to California, Bali and Spain. I'd have woken up on my birthday in Yosemite National Park and gone to sleep in Napa Valley. I freaking hate COVID. I thought the 12 months previous to March were shit. I planned prom, helped with graduation, had lots of game nights with friends, and I would be planning lots of stuff for senior year since I'm the senior class president. I already taken the SAT and IDK, what else, but I been so much happier. Wouldn't have had to leave my university, would have gotten to spend 3 months with a guy that makes me really happy. Probably been my boyfriend at this point without COVID. I was in the process of switching schools, so I had to miss the end of my last year there, and I'm missing the beginning of my year at the new school. If I had gotten those last months, I have been able to say goodbye to all of my friends and have time to make new friends before I graduate this year. Defended my PhD in person, walked at my graduation, had my family at said graduation, played softball weekly, seen friends, gone camping and hiking with friends, gotten my car fixed, probably would have a different job. Also, traveled to visit my dad and my BS family. Probably wouldn't have lost as much weight though. My wife and I are opera singers. This year was our big breakout year. A good number of contracts with very reputable opera houses that would take us to the next level. We were gonna buy a house. All of our contracts for the next 18mo were cancelled, and we won't be singing anytime soon, since most companies have closed. We've shifted careers at this point, or at least are trying to. I most likely would continue to stay overweight, as I had much easier access to eating out, and would use school as an excuse to not work out. With the COVID quarantine, the boredom actually led me to work out a lot more, which also led me to eating better, and I'm happy to say I've lost 14 pounds from when I first started this 3 months ago. My side business wouldn't have collapsed, but I would still be working 50+ hours per week in my regular job in my regular office instead of working from home 90% of the time. So, while it is a financial burden right now, it's also a blessing in regard to life quality and making the reboot of my side business much easier in, hopefully, 2021. I'd still be traveling to London from the northwest every week to see my now ex-girlfriend. Fuck Corona. I had plans for 7 festivals this year. Was going to take me all over the United States seeing national parks and meeting amazing people and live music. I only got to go to 1 festival out of the bunch before everything shut down completely. However, I did wind up quitting my job and traveling across the country to national parks to just get the hell away from people. Haven't presented any symptoms, avoided large groups of people, and had a blast. On a side note, a lot of the states I went through turned south as soon as I left them. If you liked this video, smash the like button and subscribe for daily dose of Reddit. Have fun and get reddited.